أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج إكسبو يجمعنا دبي على أعتاب أبرز حدث عالمي يستضيفه الشرق الأوسط. كل دول المعمورة وكل كبريات الشركات حرصت على عدم تفويت فرصة إكسبو دبي. صحيح أن دبي كانت مغرية قبل إكسبو ببيئتها الاستثمارية الجذابة، ببنيتها التحتية الصلبة، بمنظومتها القانونية المحفزة. مع ذلك ضاعف الإكسبو من حجم الاستثمارات هنا، خاصة الأجنبية منها. نشطت مجالس الأعمال في الاستثمار على أكثر من صعيد: قطاعات التشييد والبناء، السياحة والفندقة والتجارة، ثم التكنولوجيا، وكذلك مشاريع الاستدامة. القائمون على مجلس الأعمال الهولندي في دبي لا يخفون غبطتهم حقيقة من تنوع الشراكة مع الإمارات. يتحدثون عن حاضر بآفاق واعدة على أكثر من صعيد. اليوم وفي طريقنا إلى إكسبو سنرافق السيدة ستيفاني شاchtschabel رئيس مجلس الأعمال الهولندي في دبي. ستحدثنا عن سر تعلقها بالإمارات، عن العلاقات الاقتصادية الإماراتية الهولندية حاضرا ومستقبلا، وعن مكاسب الإكسبو هنا وهناك. السيدة ستيفاني اقترحت أن نلتحق بها في إحدى مراسي العبرة في خور دبي القديم. سأحاول أن أبحث عنها، أكيد أنها وصلت.
I think all the stations I've been.
What the best station for you here?
This one because it's close to the
Stefanie, here you
Hello.
are. I hope I didn't let you waiting, but you are in good company actually from Benias station in Al Abra, right? Yeah. Thank you for keeping good company to our guests. Stefanie, how are you doing?
Very good. I'm very
happy to meet you.
Yeah, happy to meet you as well.
I like the weather.
It's wonderful.
I have a question. How's the weather in this time of the year in Netherlands?
Oh, don't even talk about it. Like, this is much better and it's a perfect weather to go.
I know.
On the water.
On Al Abra. You will tell us later why you chose this Abra to go as a first location for your journey up until the Expo.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Thank you.
From here?
Yeah, you can go from here.
Thank you. Shukran. From here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
like
gorgeous,
the weather.
huh?
I know.
It's gorgeous.
Wow. So Stephanie, here we are. You chose this location, Al Abra. You chose this location in the middle of the sea. You have to tell us, myself, the viewers, and the crew why.
Yes, well, this place is really, really very close to my heart. And when you ask me for a place that where my journey in Dubai started, for me, this is Dubai Creek and it's on an Abra. Like, an Abra represents for me traveling. It represents taking people from A to B. It's about traveling, it's about tourism, and that's also what my company brought me here for. So it's representing also the spirit of commerce of Dubai. It's where everything began. It's where you can feel the history, where you can see the city. And like every day when I'm here, I fall in love with Dubai all over again.
Well, to arrive to this point, I could see how there are a mix of history, tradition, and all the modern at the same location, and the mix is beautiful. I love it.
It's extraordinary to see so much mixture, like from one place. Like, if you look at behind us, you see Al Sif. It's a new development, but actually it's a perfect mix of modern and tradition.
Now I understand why we are here, but you will explain more later on. So when and why did you decide that really Dubai is the place to be?
Well, in 2004 I was living in Bahrain and in Kuwait, so I visited Dubai often. And when I started my own business in 2007 in the Netherlands, my dream and my wish destination was to go back to the Middle East and specifically to Dubai. Now, why is that? Like, our company was producing travel documentaries about countries and cities worldwide, and we would air them in airlines as well as in hotel room channels. So to go to Dubai was a logic choice. Here they were building the biggest airport in the world. You had Emirates Airlines, obviously one of the biggest airlines in the world as well. And like hotels were popping up everywhere throughout the city.
Infrastructure everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we felt very well connected to the vision of Dubai, the fact that so many different nationalities were coming to Dubai to build this wonderful city, as well as the vision that we really believed in from the leadership. So we were actually very privileged to choose Dubai as our second office over in the world. From Dubai, I used it as my base to also open up offices in South Africa and in Brazil. But then again, always when I was leaving, I missed the city so much. So I decided like in 2013, it was really time to settle down. And now I'm here.
Who first welcomed you to Dubai with open hearts?
Well, that's the reason why we're also here. It was the Dubai Chamber. Like when we arrived in 2010, the Dubai Chamber recognized that we were producing positive documentaries about the city, and we could position Dubai not only as a tourism destination but also as a business destination. Therefore, like Dubai Chamber was one of the first partners that really embraced the concept and also recognized that we needed the help to build the network. So we even had our office space in the first 6 months, like in this beautiful building, overlooking this beautiful creek.
Yeah, so it was a big support, right?
It was a big support. It was the start of our journey, and they played a pivotal role in also developing our business.
Now I understand why we are here. So tell me, Stefanie, how from an entrepreneur, you have a company with many ambitions, with bubbly ideas, with many projects, you came to be the chairman of Netherlands Business Council?
Well, in 2013, Dubai won the bid of Expo 2020. And me as an entrepreneur, I got very excited to help and support also the Dutch government to participate within Expo 2020. Yeah, I was asked by the Netherlands Business Council to be a board member and to actually become an advocate and a lobbyist for the Expo 2020. Using the network I had in the Netherlands as well as using the network that I had in the UAE, because we are very privileged as media people to meet so many extraordinary people.
True.
So yes, then my journey started with the Netherlands Business Council just as a director of Expo 2020. And like our journey to take the Dutch to the Expo 2020 have been a very exciting one.
We are going later. This is journey to go to the pavilion of Netherlands, and I can tell you it's beautiful, even though it's still there are construction, but we will discover it later. We will go together later. Stefanie, you are a filmmaker as well. You founded Globally Great, the world's first video sharing platform for sustainable innovation that now hosts more than 600 innovations from nearly 60 countries. Why, from all the aspects of filmmaking, you chose the sustainability and sustainability innovation?
It's also Dubai that's brought me that purpose. In 2014, we were approached by the Dubai government again, and they said, Stephanie, you're making these beautiful documentaries about business and about tourism, and can you also support us in positioning Dubai as a green destination for sustainable development? At that point in time, this was a new area for us, but we got so excited about it and so passionate that we even also founded like a new company for this. This new company is running this platform where we collect all the innovations globally to help the UAE transform in a more sustainable destination. So, as you said rightfully, like we have over 1,000 innovations from all over the globe that are currently looking to support the UAE in their sustainable journey.
What an amazing platform and experience for yourself. I'm sure you learned a lot and you helped a lot also of innovator to be on that platform.
Yes, most definitely. And you see, like, there are so many innovative technologies out there in the world that can really help our planet and our future generations to live sustainably. And well, what better place to start that than in the middle of the desert, like in Dubai, like where nobody thinks. Like in 2013, it was not on the agenda as it is today. Like His Highness just launched the vision, but it was not
implemented yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but you followed the journey and you saw it really being executed and implemented.
Exactly. And I'm so grateful to be part of that journey.
Also, in the partnership of the UAE Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, you created Global Innovation Award online. What is the importance of running those kind of competition to reward sustainable work?
I think it's important for all the innovation technologies out there to recognize that Dubai is a green leader. And in order to attract those innovative technologies towards the Middle East, we need to create awareness. Like we need to educate also those innovations that the opportunities that are out here are tremendous. So to start the Global Innovation Award had the sole purpose to attract more innovations to this region, and we couldn't be more happier than doing this together with the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment. They have been very supportive. Like this year we launched the 3rd edition, and like the 4th edition will be actually on Expo 2020.
Oh, amazing. You have so many projects, Stefanie, at the same time, and many work that is very ambitious. Tell me about your latest one.
Well, like a lot of people always say, Stefanie, how are you doing it? You're founding so many companies, and there's so many projects you're working on. But there is a red line.
Okay.
And that is media. It's travel, it's tourism, and it's sustainability. But it's showcasing, like, if it's a sustainable innovation or it is like a tourism project, it's raising awareness for certain destinations globally. And when COVID hit in early March 2020, like I recognized that most of my network globally is in the tourism industry. And like I saw this sector suffering so much. So I thought, why don't I use all my talents and all the platforms that I've created and start also a video sharing platform for the tourism industry.
Okay.
Collecting all the travel and tourism video content that is out there in the world, like on one platform, and then help the industry to book directly. So
what it's called?
Welcome to the world.
Welcome to the world. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So,
like maybe I tell you, like that Welcome to the World has as launching city, it has Dubai.
Yeah.
But then obviously the second country that we opened an office for Welcome to the World is in the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. So it started in Dubai, but it's going to the Netherlands. The Netherlands, the Dutch people, are here as well and resident and settled here. Around 7,500 Dutch people live in Dubai. Any common ground for their choice of Dubai or UAE as a country of residence in your point of view?
Well, I think we can find that answer in the mentality. Like the Dutch, they have also the spirit of commerce and the spirit of entrepreneurship. Like we started the first multinational ever. It's the United East Indian Company, the VOC. And in the Netherlands, we call it the VOC mentality, like us traveling around the world and opening new business everywhere. Like that is so much in line with the vision of Dubai, where also the spirit of commerce is at their hearts. Yeah. So I believe that the Dutch, they feel at home in this city because they have the same kind of spirit.
How about, Stefanie, we finished this discussion in your office about the Netherlands Business Council, about the communities, about the trade between UAE and Netherlands, but in your office, as it is very hot in here. So
you can see, right? Yeah. No, fantastic. You are more than welcome to come to our office.
Let's go, and we'll drive you to your office. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. I have to tell you, it's a lot of projects in this office coming out, but a lot of idea comes from here, right?
Fantastic.
And we saw also your team working together. So let's focus this time on the Netherlands Business Council. How does it start? I know it started in 1997, but what is the idea behind it? What is its mission?
Well, basically in 1997, it was founded by a prominent group of businessmen, like together with the Consulate General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And from there, it took like a journey in Dubai and ended up now in the network platform that we are today. Like our mission is really to bring together the Dutch business community, to inspire each other, to network with each other and connect them to all the UAE authorities here, as well as the connection with the local market.
Your work is very close. You work closely with Dubai Chambers. As the chairman, of course, of Dubai, of Netherlands Business Council, what is the area of cooperation with both of you?
Now, first and foremost, we are under the umbrella of the Dubai Chamber. So we're licensed by the Dubai Chamber, and we couldn't be more happy to have such a good relationship with them. Like, they're really hands-on involved in the business community in general, but like also in the Dutch business community. Like, we're a very small council, but we are super active, and due to the help and support that we're getting from the Dubai Chamber, we are as successful as we are today.
What are the activities that you do as Dubai, as Netherlands Business Council with you? Some startup? Do you mentor the new coming to Dubai? What do you do exactly?
Well, we currently have 225 members that are part of our network, and these are the big multinationals from Shell to KLM to Van Oort, but also the small and medium-sized companies. And if you look at our journey over the past few years, you can really see that a lot of SMEs have been established here in the region, Dutch SMEs, and we as a council, we really support them to enter the local market and as well like connect with the local market here.
So from those companies coming to Dubai, what are the area, the sectors that they are interested to invest and to cooperate with in Dubai and UAE in general?
Well, currently, together with the Dutch government, we're very much focusing on water, energy and food and e-health. So these are really the sectors that we are currently focusing on. So we also help like the Dutch innovations from the Netherlands to enter this market in this sector. So you have to imagine that like the Dutch, they are sustainability driven leaders, like in terms of uniting water, energy and food and having that interconnection here in the market. Amazing. It's super important to save water, to look at an energy transition and to make sure that also the food security issues here are tackled.
How come it's really the focus and the highlight of the business to come and invest and be present in the food security sector, in particularly this sector? Why?
Well, like if you look at the Netherlands, like we have been very strong in this particular sector. I believe that almost 14% like of our total value of trade has to do with the agriculture sector, and that is not taking into account like all the innovation technologies that now also are coming the way to the UAE. To basically also support this important development. Food security is now high on the agenda of the UAE. And to be able, as the Dutch business community, to support the UAE in tackling this issue is,
so it's benefiting for both sides are benefiting from this, mainly this major companies of food security.
It's not only the major companies, it's also the small and medium-sized companies that are actually entering the market now. Like the small technologies that really can make a difference.
You are a successful story in Dubai. I'm sure you have other within the Netherlands Business Council that you are proud of. Many stories, definitely. What do you remember from this?
Oh, well, we believe that all of our members are success stories here in the region. Like we have 225, and I wish I could tell you all their stories because we're proud of each and every one of them. But if you look at our multinationals, like they really have an impact here locally in the UAE. They were the ones that even helped building the Palm Jumeirah. If you look at Van Oort, they are into obviously reclaiming lands and dredging and actually making this
man-made island. Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. Yes.
And next to Van Oort we have Royal Boskalis, but we also have KLM, Air France, and I remember very well that when I entered the office of late Sir Flanagan at Emirates Airlines, there were pictures of KLM hanging on his wall. Like, we were one of the first airlines that actually, international airlines, that touched Dubai airport.
Oh.
So there's, you know, these kind of stories tell me that there's a long history and friendship between the UAE and the Netherlands, and our multinationals definitely played a key role here. But what we see over the past few years is that more and more Dutch entrepreneurs are also entering the market. Like in 2018, 2019, we had the first like MBC Sustainability Awards and Acceleration Awards.
Nice.
And we were amazed about like the Dutch businesses that actually are contributing here to the digital transformation, to uniting water, energy and food. And actually last year we launched also the Netherlands Business Council Expo 2020 Awards. Yeah. And we have a fantastic winner. One of them is Groasis, like basically planting with cocoon planting technology.
Yeah, that's very innovative. By the way, there are, so from the huge multinational companies to the small startup innovative companies, and that's why I think the UAE-Netherlands trade is valued at $2.7 billion. What do you think of this level economic cooperation between the two countries?
Well, you can see that it's a high level of cooperation and it has an history. But if you look at last year, we actually increased with 449 million, like as a value of trade, which says that also we are growing. And why is that? It's in the food security area, like it's in our agri-tech, it's in our agricultural products, but also the smart technologies that are connected with horticulture. Like these are the areas that now our level of cooperation is really expanding in, and we feel that we also can really make the difference there.
Where do you think the area of cooperation between Netherlands and UAE could be really enhanced and encouraged?
Well, obviously, you know already my answer. It will be in water, energy and food, and uniting those three elements. And this is where we strongly believe that we can make the difference as the Dutch business community. So helping them with agri-tech innovation incubators, helping them with anything that has to do with tackling this issue, because it's important to the UAE and it's important to the Netherlands. And here we strongly feel that we can make a difference. Therefore, it's also our theme for Expo 2020 and the pavilion that we will be later visiting. Yeah. So it's definitely our main focus of expansion.
So when the investors or startups, they come first here in Dubai, how do they find the infrastructure in terms the legislative infrastructure or the financial infrastructure? Is it helpful for them?
Well, most of them, they are really surprised of the ease of doing business here in the region. Like, as a business council, together with the Consulate General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, we often need to create awareness, like in the Netherlands, that the ease of doing business here in the region is really like well taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Do you mentor the newcomer to Dubai? How do you coach them?
It's a good question. Like last year, we actually were accredited by NL in Business, which is the global association helping business councils professionalize internationally. Because where the Netherlands Business Council was looking inward into the UAE for the past maybe 20 years, with the cooperation with NL in Business, we are now helping the newcomers really come to the market. Like obviously the first point of contact will be the Consulate General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, but then the second point of contact will be the Netherlands Business Council. And we coach them, we train them, like we even provide office space like during Expo 2020 to the newcomers. So yes, it's a journey that we definitely also want to participate in.
Well, going back to the community, like we said when we were in Al Abra, 7,500 Dutch people live in and reside in UAE. How is the community adapting to this area, to Dubai living?
How are they adapting? Well, it is an area that you can adapt yourself in quite easily. And the fact that everything is being done by the government authorities to create like an environment that people can easily adapt to, you see that the Dutch, like they come like as small and medium-sized companies, and they're able to also grow their companies here. Like last year, 1020, which is a digital transformation company, won our Acceleration Award. And if you look at the amount of people that are now working in this company, like we can only be proud. And that's not only because they are good, but that's also because they are enabled to grow their business here in the region.
What are the sectors that Dutch and European are really interested in the future to invest here in UAE and in Dubai?
Well, if you look at our history, we have many companies here in the maritime sector, in the transport and logistics, like in the agriculture sector. And like for us, what is important is really the uniting water, energy and food. So supporting also the UAE in anything that is a connection to energy transition and food security. Like recently we formed the Dutch Sustainability Group. So it is very important for our multinational. I believe that there are 13 multinationals now part of this group to deliver innovation and sustainability to this region. And it's not only the Netherlands, it's probably a lot of other countries like in Europe are focusing on this. But we are uniting the Dutch business community to really make a difference. And so for us it's important to transfer knowledge, to share projects, to basically make sure that the sustainability leaders that we are also giving back to the community here. So therefore we're looking at thought leaderships, we're organizing webinars, like we are involved in educational projects, and I'm super happy that they just formed like 3 working groups on, again, energy transition, circular economy, as well as climate adaptation. And those 3 sustainable development goals that are attached to it, like responsible production and consumption, climate action, like affordable and clean energy, those are like the deliverables that the Dutch business community can really bring here to this region.
Very, very active, Stefanie. There's a lot of work to do. Tell me, are you excited to see the pavilion, Netherlands pavilion?
I'm extremely excited
to see
the pavilion.
What?
Not in the stage that it is right now, so therefore I cannot wait.
I saw it. There are construction, but it is built, and you can see how it will be brilliant and amazing after the finish.
Can you already see that it's a biotope?
Yeah, I see the cone. I will ask about it later to understand what is the cone. We will see it together. Stefanie, so we are here. How do you feel about visiting for the first time the pavilion of Netherlands, even though it's still construction?
Well, I cannot tell you how special it is for me to be here today. Like the last time I was here, it was at the groundbreaking ceremony. So after 5 years since Dubai has won the bid, like to be here today, it's amazing.
Yeah, that shows in your eyes. You are very excited. Do you hear music?
I do hear the music, but that's from the Sustainability Pavilion.
Correct, and it's a live show actually.
Yeah.
Amazing how there are construction, people are working, but at the same time there are some pavilion like the Latera Pavilion is already there and people are visiting it and there are live shows there. We're not alone, right?
No, actually today is also special because we are welcomed by our Consul General of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. He's here, and that is also a crown on the work that we have been doing together.
Yes.
So
I want to welcome you.
Hans, can I ask you to come?
So with us, we want to welcome His Excellency Mr. Hans Sunday, the General Consul of the Kingdom of Netherlands. You have also welcome with us, or you welcome us in your pavilion actually, right?
Yeah, welcome in the pavilion.
Thank
Doesn't it
you.
look beautiful? Even if it's not finished yet,
Yes.
it looks already very impressive and great.
So, Your Excellency, why is it important for Netherlands to be present in Dubai Expo 2021?
Well, expos in general are places where countries showcase the best of the best what they can offer when it comes to business opportunities, innovations, or the storytelling of their countries. But of course, Dubai is even more special because this will, more than other expos, be a very international event. So the Netherlands has to be there.
Stefanie, what is the message of Netherlands to the world through Expo 2021?
Well, the main message is uniting water, energy, and food. And we're actually looking here at a beautiful biotope that is being constructed.
I wanted to ask, Your Excellency, what is this cone exactly? What does it represent and what will we see when it is finished?
It is a food cone, and indeed, as Stephanie said, it symbolizes in a way the interconnectivity between water, energy, and food. Can you imagine? We attract water from the desert air.
Wow.
Through solar panels, we get energy, and that sets into motion a kind of system through which we can harvest vegetables, oyster mushrooms, etc. So that's very special.
Yeah.
And I think I would like to add to what Stephanie said. The basic message is also that the planet, in a couple of decades' time, will have to feed almost 10 billion inhabitants.
Yeah.
So you can only do that if there is enough water, enough energy, and food. Yeah. And that's why the Netherlands offers the best of the best when it comes to innovation, creativity, to make sure that that is possible.
A lot of pioneering and leading company will be here present and representing those sectors and area of sectors. What will we see here, Stefanie, in this pavilion that represent those inventors, those companies, those vision actually of the Kingdom of Netherlands here in Expo?
Now for the businesses, it's so super important to have such a platform as this one, to showcase our innovation technologies, to showcase how we can contribute to uniting water, energy and food and help the generations for the future with our technologies.
Besides, what is exceptional, Your Excellency, about this pavilion, besides it's really close to Sustainability Pavilion that cost 1 billion dirham to be built. What other side are exceptional here?
Yeah, basically, when it comes to sustainability, we do not only talk the talk, we also walk the walk. This pavilion has a minimum ecological and environmental impact. All materials are recyclable, reusable, and some of them even biodegradable. So when you want to be, as we are, in the heart of the matter of the sustainability district, and so close, indeed, as you said, to the Sustainability Pavilion, this building should be sustainable. By the way, we have constructed it by using the materials that we are going to use and are using.
And I will finish with you as well about this material. It's aimed to minimize the footprint as well, like you said, and recyclable. And where do they come from?
All the building construction materials do come from the local market. We have rented it. And of course the sand, there is plenty of sand that we also use. All the other materials are indeed recyclable, reusable and biodegradable. So indeed that impact on the environment is limited. It's not that we get all of our construction material and other stuff from Europe. I mean, with all the transport issues.
And it's expensive.
And it's expensive as well. I mean, this is indeed what we can do when it comes to sustainability. Really have a sustainable pavilion.
Let's talk business, Stefanie.
Yes, but before, you know what I can say, Hans? My only disappointment is that it will be gone after Expo, but that is also the good thing about sustainability, right?
Yeah.
That's why indeed the footprint is literally minimal after the Expo.
Yeah. Don't be sad, you will have tremendous, beautiful pictures and video out of it. You can see it every time you miss the pavilion. So it's not going anywhere. You will find it in your laptop. If you talk business, to what extent this is very helpful for the business for the two countries, UAE and Netherlands?
Well, of course, within the pavilion, we will be building friendships. We will be building connections. We will connecting our minds with the UAE minds and with the global minds together. So for us, it's definitely important, and as a Dutch business community, to connect on a global platform such as this platform as Expo.
What do you think, Your Excellency? What would it bring for the business in the whole world, the Expo Dubai?
Yeah, I totally agree with Stephanie. In addition to that, I would like to say this is an Expo about hope, but also about trust. Hope, indeed, also for the private sector, for the business community. Let's be honest, COVID is, well, beyond what everybody could expect. So the business community needs again a place where they can meet, can interact, can network, and also make money. Let's be fair about it. Yes. So it's about hope and about trust. And I'm so happy that the Dubai Expo can offer that place for the business community to do that.
My last question for you, Your Excellency. I know you are busy in the pavilion, so only one more question. What is the legacy, do you think, that Dubai Expo will leave to the world?
In general, I think the expos are about ideas, are about concepts, are about, indeed, connecting people, creating minds. And that's very important. And if every participant, every visitor to Expo bring back home a few brilliant, innovative, creative ideas, hopefully also from the Netherlands. That would be the best legacy of the Dubai Expo that it can give to the world.
Your Excellency Hans Sandy, thank you so much for being with us. I know it was a tough day for you, a lot of work, but thank you for joining us in Expo Brings Us Together.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, Stefanie. It was a nice tour with you today. It's an adventure, right?
It was a mega adventure.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much as well. It was a very special day.
أتمنى مشاهدينا أنكم أيضا استمتعتم بهذه الرحلة من العبرة في خور دبي إلى هنا جناح الهولندا في إكسبو دبي. شكرا جزيلا لكم. Stephanie, I learned a lot about Netherlands and how Dutch inventors has been, serving the humanity with many of their inventions. What not so many knows is that the Dutch invented the Wi-Fi that is connecting us together.
That's true. Yeah, and it's all about connecting, isn't it? And you know what?
Yeah?
Maybe here on the Expo we will also experiencing Li-Fi.
What is Li-Fi?
Li-Fi from Signify, it's basically making use of light waves instead of radio waves for high-speed data communication.
We will connect with lighting to the internet.
Of course.
Amazing, amazing. Tell me more about it.